G'day Greyhound fans, I'm Mark Duclos. Welcome along to this week's edition of Behind the Boxes. It is a special Goulburn Cup preview episode of BTB. Simon Orchard will be along a little bit later. He's our man in the Southern Highlands. He's going to preview both the Fireball and the Goulburn Cup finals. $25,000 goes the way the winner of the Fireball, $40,000 to the Goulburn Cup winner, and both races have attracted a top-class field. We've got a fabulous flashback segment coming up, a couple of great races there I'm sure you'll find interesting. What's on? We've also got another special guest in relation to the Goulburn Cup final. But first up, official news out of the Greyhound Racing New South Wales bunker and the headquarters there. And I can tell you, it's more great news for participants with further increases in prize money. This time it relates to our big one-turn tracks at Maitland, Temora, Bulli, Grafton and Goulburn, commencing November the 21st. One of those meetings per week will carry Metropolitan midweek prize money for races 440 metres and over. It kicks off with Maitland on November the 21st, then Temora the 29th of November, Bulli December the 6th, Grafton December 11th and Goulburn December the 16th. So a grade 5 race at one of those venues, one per week, one meeting per week, that is, it will carry first place prize money of $4,000. And this comes off the back of more than $2.1 million in increased prize money and travel subsidies that was announced by Greyhound Racing New South Wales on October the 1st. $1.3 million for the addition of fourth place prize money, $800,000 in addition to travel subsidies. So if you like racing at the big one-turn tracks, great news there. Prize money on the rise, one meeting per week at one of the big one-turn tracks will carry midweek Metropolitan prize money.
And they are set and ready.
Well, he's a man who is no stranger to success here in New South Wales. I talk of David Geall, who, of course, had great success with the likes of My Redeemer and also his brilliant little bitch, Uphill Jill. He makes another journey to Goulburn this Friday where he's got Hill Top Jonnie in the Fireball Series and the Group 2 Country Cups King, Ferdinand Boy, in the Goulburn Cup. Dave, we'll start with Hill Top Jonnie first up. He draws box 5 in the Fireball Series. What did you make of his heat run where he finished second?
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I thought he would go a lot quicker than that because at Geelong over the 460, he has run 25, 71 and 72, but he splits at Geelong are very, very fast. So I thought when he did get to the lead, he would run some serious time, but he seemed to lose his way in the home straight again, like he did about 6 months ago when we took him up for the Southern Stars series, and he lost his way there. Then when he came back to Victoria, he railed a lot better again. So he's just taking a couple of runs to get used to the track.
It is a tricky circuit, but mate, isn't it? Because it looks and it gives the appearance that it's a big one-turn track. And whilst it is that in shape, there are a couple of little bends to negotiate in the run.
Yeah, that's right, Mark. I think that's why this guy, whereas other dogs we've taken up over the years seem to have adapted a lot more quickly. But this is one of the only ones out of about 5, I think, we've taken up over the years, with Untold Soul, Jamal Rainbow, Hilltop Jonah and those sort of dogs, and Ferdinand Boy. He seems to be the only one that's still coming to grasp with it. And I'm hoping, though, that run's going to smarten him up and get back to doing what he should do.
He, of course, is out of your champion little bitch in Uphill Jill. We know her deeds on the track and also as a mum, also, Dave. But were you in two minds as to whether you put him in the Fireball or the Goulburn Cup? Because he's a well-performed chaser over that 440, 450 metre trip.
Yeah, we were, Mark. We weren't too sure, actually. We just thought the two guys, him and Ferdinand Boy, were just put in the Goulburn Cup, and then, but so often over the years with a lot of these from Jill or from Uphill Jill or Wes de Monica, the grandmother, they've got that real explosive early pace, and so I just thought, well, gee, if they end up clashing, they could muck each other up like what's happened in even a Traralgon Cup final. They mucked each other up, and I had a feeling that they could do that. So And because the Fireball was such a big event, it had been increased a significant amount, we decided, well, we'd better split them just in case, and of course go with Ferdinand Boy in the Goulburn Cup. But yeah, if the Fireball was on early or later, we'd probably would have gone back again. But we just played it safe because I just felt that they could really bump each other, put each other out of action if they met again.
We took out the 2019 Goulburn Cup with Emerald Rainbow, and this Friday, Ferdinand Boy will start from box 8 in the big one. Of course, he is the Country Cup's king. He's won the, Warrnambool, Shepparton, Healesville, Ballarat Cups. He is approaching start 100. He's had 97 starts today. Look, again, he's been a great campaigner for you. He draws box 8 in the final. What are your thoughts on the outside alley?
Yes, it's okay. Of course, like all runners, most of the time you do prefer box 1 or 2. But box 8, I was quite relieved when I went out to draw a box. The caps were turned over, and we just had to pick a cap up and turn it over and just hope that we drew a box to give him a chance. Because I felt if we're drawn 3 to 7 against those dogs, virtually all of them are very fast dogs, whether it's at Wentworth Park, Maitland, Goulburn, it didn't matter. So drawing box 8 has given him a chance for sure.
He's had 97 starts, as I said, for 51 wins. And again, as I said, he's approaching that 100 start mark in his career. Dave, unfortunately, he's developed a bit of a habit in recent months of actually missing the start.
Yeah, you're right, Mark. That's why his form, his winning strike rate has dropped right away, from that sort of winning 1 in 2 or close to it for a long time. But the last 4 months, he has really just been, unfortunately, consistent in missing at half to a length. And I gather it's, as you say, he's nearly got to 100 starts. He's getting a little bit more stirred up. He's getting, he's just very competitive dog. And when he knows there's dogs around him, he's starting to get more stirred up. We were a little bit concerned after the Healesville Cup. He ran unplaced in the Healesville Cup this year, and not taking anything away from the winner, of course, because it was brilliant time and brilliant win. But we felt that he got beaten about 2.5 lengths, but he did lead briefly, and we were a bit concerned about it because it's not like him when he leads or close to the lead on the first split. He usually wins. But we were concerned, so we had him checked out, and we decided to trial him at Geelong just to see, for curiosity's sake, and he went 22.10 over the 400 metres. 8.11 first split, and that told me he's actually probably gone as quicker than he's ever gone, because he's hardly ever trialled. Oh, look, he might have only had 2 trials in his life, because we don't trial a lot of our dogs. We just don't trial them. But
yeah,
when he was 22.10, we thought, well, he's going as well as ever, but a lot of people, and understandably so, and media and everybody, and they think that he has lost it. But that told us he hasn't lost it, but it's only the boxes now. It's not an issue that where he has lost, 4 or 5 lengths. It's not that. It's just that his boxes are letting him down. But gee, I'd love to see him jump with the field. And if they beat him, fair and square, and beat him by a few lengths, well, then we'll know that, maybe he has dropped off just a tad.
You'd still love to have half a dozen like him in your kennel, Davey.
Yes, yeah, we'll never get another one Ben dog like him, because I just know over the years, and looking at, dogs that have won, whether it's one cup, Shepparton Cup, and you just remember some of the names, or a Ballarat Cup, a dog will win a Ballarat Cup. And then you got Typhoon Sammy now, that's extraordinary what he's done too. He's won 3 cups. And I know how hard that is, 1. And then we got to 2, and then 3, then 4. and then and the field you race against, as you know, Mark, when you're in Group 2s in Victoria or New South Wales, or really doesn't matter where it is, I suppose, but they're always red hot, and they've all got pace. There's no dogs virtually in your races, those sort of races that drop out and just haven't got early speed. And we've noticed, they've all got early speed, but he's been able to win time and time. And that's why I don't think we'll ever get another one that does this, because he's up to nearly 600,000 now in prize money as well. But gee, it's been a hell of a ride with him.
It sure has. And I tell you what, New South Wales has been a happy hunting ground for you, Dave. As said, Uphill Jill, my redeemer, took out the 19 Cup at Goulburn with Emerald Rainbow. Best of luck on Friday in the Fireball Series with Hill Top Jonnie, and then, of course, in the Goulburn Cup with Ferdinand Boy. It's always great to see you racing in New South Wales, mate.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. Thanks for having us on. Yep.
Time to turn back the clock here on Behind the Boxes with another of our fabulous flashback segment, a couple of great races coming up. And initially, we're going to head to Olympic Park in Victoria. Now, a lot of people may not realise that hurdle racing was part and parcel of greyhound racing in Australia for, 50, 60, 70 odd years. Tasmania was the last state to conduct hurdle racing. It was held at all the metropolitan tracks at Wentworth Park here in Sydney, in Olympic Park in Victoria, and all around Australia. Great spectacle, but as is the way with things in life, we no longer have hurdle racing. But we're going to take you back now to 1980. Olympic Park is the venue, and the race is the Trusty Cup hurdle. The chasers have got 7 of the sticks to jump over.
Boxed. Racing Pertella's out all right on the inside. Pearl Way is showing speed in between those, being Busy Bossy. Out deep on the track, Pearl Way showing good speed. Pertella's trying hard to keep it out but can't. And now Pearl Way is a length in front. Pertella's coming at it to get on the inside. They jump that hurdle as they race down the back. Now Pearl Way gets about 2 lengths in front of Pertell. Back running third was Busy being Bossy. Then came Whitey Kincaid. Favoured Caper's next. Further back Johnny Patch and Campers Charm. 2 to go. Pearl Way doing it well now. Draws away from Pertell, jumps the second last well. At the last, it's Pearl Way in front, over it safely, and Pearl Way has got about 5 in front.
Always a great spectacle. The chasers racing over the brush hurdles there at Olympic Park in that Trusty Cup hurdle of 1980. Sadly, we see hurdle racing no longer, but it will live long in the memory of many people in greyhound racing around Australia, myself included. All right, the second of our fabulous flashbacks this week, it is the great champ Rapid Journey. Now, in the previous edition, we saw Mo Kick winning the Flagler International in America. Mo Kick was the world record holder as far as prize money was concerned until Rapid Journey came along. In 1998, the champ took out a stack of races, the Adelaide Cup, the Top Gun, the Melbourne Cup. But one of them, one of the less notable that he took out, was the Orange Cup, a Central West venue in New South Wales. No longer has a greyhound track in operation. It used to race at Wade Park in the middle of the town. Rapid Journey went to Orange in 1998. He contested the Orange Cup, started from box 5.
Crossover and go with the lead over turnaround. Susie the favourite now hopped into third spot. Rapid Journey in behind them would have been Happy Fox and War Who's Tribe. Back behind those Explosive Echo, Captain Percy and Twice the Limber going very fast now on the outside of them. Rapid Journey moved up and went past them. Rapid Journey got into feed with there, but it still is the leader. War Who's Tribe is coming at it. Rapid Journey and War Who's Tribe. War Who's Tribe. Rapid Journey pulling too much out.
An absolute superstar chaser. He goes down in my book as the best race dog I've ever seen. Not necessarily the fastest, but the best race dog he's ever seen. He was retired in 1998, eventually standing at stud. But he retired, as I said, as the world's highest stakes earner in history. All right, that is it for Fabulous Flashbacks. Don't forget, if you've got a request, there's the email address. You can like us on Facebook, send us a request through there, through Twitter as well, and we'll do our best to bring you and relive some of the great champions and some of the great races from days gone by.
And they are set and ready.
Well, joining us on Behind the Boxes now is our man with his ear to the ground in the Southern Highlands, Simon Orchin. Simon, big week coming up at Goulburn, your home track, the Fireball Series, and of course the Goulburn Cup. Let's start with the Fireball. We had the heats last week. The fastest heat winner was the track specialist, Apollo Speed.
Yeah, you're spot on, Duke. A big week to be involved with behind the boxes again. Can't wait to get down to Goulburn on Friday. A twilight meeting for what is one of the feature races of the year. We had the Southern Stars early this year, but I think the Goulburn Cup just holds pride of place in the hearts of a lot of chasing fans. And you mentioned those 5-ball heats. Absolutely outstanding. 5 heats, wonderful short course chases, and Apollo Speed was phenomenal. We haven't quite seen the best of that dog, I don't think, in the last couple of months. He's capable of quicker, but still managed to put a really good run on the board. Lime Rock Park, very cheeky in behind, only 1/100 separated the pair. But of course, it's all about Apollo Speed and the Worthies. Lisa and Dave getting him and the Kennel Mates Special Star through to the final, and they're in the running for $25,000 this Friday afternoon.
Yeah, sensational prize money. Special Star, he ran 1997. And after the race, you caught up with Dave Worthy.
Mate, he just pushes, he just chases hard and just wants to get to the lead. Every time he goes around, you know that he's going to be a show because he just chases that hard. His brother's got superior box manners, but he's quicker. He's quicker if you put him one out, he's quicker. But it just takes him that while to move through the pack to get to the lead, and then he accelerates.
If you had to tip one next week, mate, who do you think could be the better chance?
Depends where the box draw comes out. If Apollo Speed draws the inside, mate, he'd be the better chance. But if the other bloke draws the inside, he's the better chance. So who's ever on the inside out of the two of them be the better chance.
Apollo Speed draws 2, Special Star draws 4. Tricky draw in box 4, but again, Special Star is a greyhound that does terrific at Goulburn. Apollo Speed, 35 starts, 20 wins. Simon, he's only raced away from Goulburn once in his entire career.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal record, isn't it, Duke? I know the Worthies, each and every week, they throw the dogs in the car. They make the long trip from Kings Plains into Goulburn just because they love racing there. They've always said he keeps running so well. Why would we go anywhere else? They had a crack at the Thunderbolt. Unfortunately, had no luck in that race. But yeah, they turn up every week, and normally they throw a check in the back of the car with him and they head back home. Phenomenal effort, as you said. And look, Dave said in that interview that Special Star is probably the quicker of the dogs, but Apollo Speed has the better box manners and typically gets away a little bit better. So this week, I think the lean is towards Apollo Speed from box 2. But look, there's some good dogs around, and we mentioned Lime Rock Park a little bit earlier. I reckon he could finish off the race really well, Duke. We saw earlier in the year it won the Goulburn Regional Final of the $1 Million Chase over 440. So you'd think at the end of 350 metres, if it's close enough, it's going to be knocking on the door. Manton Larry's in box 3, the roughie of the field for Neil Staines. He actually won the first ever edition of this race back in 2016 with Spider's brother. So he'd be attempting to be the first dual winner of the event. Don't think he can win, maybe a 19-9 dog at best. And then, of course, if we go a little bit out through the box draws, we've got Hill Top Jonnie for Dave Geall, who you've already spoken to on the show. He's around the $5 mark. He's had a couple of runs at Goulburn this year. And Andy Lord mentioned that you need a couple of runs to get used to this track. It can be a little bit of a tricky track to navigate. So maybe we'll see the best of him come Friday afternoon. The other one that I haven't mentioned, Duke, is Slingshot Rusty from out in box 8. Of course, since arriving in New South Wales, he's won all 3 of his races for Darren Sultana. And interestingly, the brother of the 2022 National Derby winner, Slingshot Hooks. So maybe after having his first crack at the track last week, we'll see further improvement from him as well.
Yeah, $2.90 in favourite. Apollo Speed from box 2, $5 the best of the rest, headed up by Special Star. That is race 7. Race 9 on Friday is the big one. It's the Group 2 Goulburn Cup, and it's attracted a group class feel. Aston Barrack, 9 starts of the track, Simon, over the 440 metres, 7 wins. He was brilliant, running best of the day last week.
Yeah, he was brilliant. And look, the time, not near his personal best of 24.29, but spoke to Johnny Mellon after Melcat Big Boy's win, and he said the win was quite blustery. He thought maybe 0.3 of a second difference between what they could run if the win wasn't there. So I'm anticipating a better run this week. You mentioned the record. He just taken everything before him so far at Goulburn this year, hasn't he? Southern Stars winner in really good fashion, loves the track, likes the big open expanses of the Goulburn circuit. And that's what Jace Fletcher said after the heat win. I just think, look, if he can jump like he did last week, or at least be close to Yuko Girl from box 3, good luck catching him. He's a big, strong, powerful type, and he's just cherry ripe at the moment. Now, look, we mentioned Melcat Big Boy. If he wins, Duke, the roof of that place will absolutely lift off. And I don't reckon there's any better advocate for the sport right now, especially down at Goulburn, than Johnny Mellon. He just loves this dog. Every time I talk to him, you can just sense how much this means to him, and it's his hometown cup. So him, Neil Staines with Wiradjuri Jack, and of course Denise Warren has Mosky Star. So there's 3 local hopes. There's the out-of-towner in Ferdinand Boy, and then there's some classy types like Anglin Luai and of course Yuko Girl. So it's a hell of a race, as you mentioned, $40,000, and can you believe, Duke, around 20 years ago they were racing for $1,000 in the Goulburn Cup. Now they've got $40,000 on the plate.
Yeah, so I remember racing for $40 at Lithgow, mate. So the prize money on offer is unbelievable. One greyhound we didn't mention, Father Rick. He actually won the Fireball series last year. Finds himself in a Goulburn Cup this year.
Yeah, and probably going to find it difficult from box 6. I know Ray Webster's just been really frustrated with just his track sense and awareness at the moment. Seems to duck and dive and maybe take the wrong option at times. He ran really well last week to come second in his heat. Had a torrid run. He was 4 or 5 wide for most of that heat. Look, I'm not going to say he can't win, but as I said, from box 6, it's going to be difficult. He's got Anglin Luai immediately to his outside. He's had a hell of a month. We saw what he did in the $1 Million Chase Series. Young Jay Opatay has done phenomenal stuff with him. And the litter's actually going really well this year. He's Grand, the brother of Anglin Luai, had a wonderful month in June, winning the Richmond Derby and a few other features. So, look, a lot of chances, I reckon, as I said off the top, Pat Day, Gary Clark and the committee are rubbing their hands together because there's some wonderful storylines. May the best dog win come Friday afternoon.
All right, one pick only. Who's your tip to win the Cup?
Look, I can't go past Aston Barrett, Duke. I think box 5 was maybe a bit of a sticking point for me, but just looking at the speed map and where other dogs end up, I tend to agree with most people that Yuko Girl will probably lead, and if he can get out and just sit on her backside down that big home straight, he's just going to power past. He's going to take a world of catching. I like Melcat Big Boy to run a big race as well. I think Yuko Girl will end up in the frame somewhere, and then Anglin Luai from box 7 will need luck, but I think he can run a big race. But for me, it's all about Aston Barrett. I reckon he can continue his wonderful run at Goulburn.
All right, you'll be trackside at Goulburn on Friday afternoon, pre- and post-race interviews on what is a massive day there.
Yeah, can't wait to get down there. We should just mention twilight meeting this week for the Cup and the Fireball, 3 o'clock kickoff for the first race. The Goulburn Workers Club Fireball is race 7 on the card just after 5 o'clock. And then the big one, the Ladbrokes Goulburn Cup, worth $40,000 to the winner. That'll go off at 5:42 p.m, race 9 on the program.
All right, let's check out what's on in the calendar. Of course, Goulburn holds all the spotlights this week with the Fireball Series and the Goulburn Cup on Friday afternoon. Saturday night at Wenny, we've got a great 5th grade series there. 7 heats of the Good Odds Harada Cup. Terrific prize money offer. The final 1 week later, Saturday week, $13,000 goes to the winner, plus the winner and the runner-up will both receive a free straw to Good Odds Harada. So thank you to Frank and Tracy Hurst for their sponsorship of that race, the Good Odds Harada Cup. 7 heats this Saturday at Wentworth Park. The Maitland Future Stars, the heats are held this Thursday, the final on Thursday week. $15,000 goes to the winner of that. And then let's take a look in November. We've got the running of the Wagga Cup, the Sportsbet Middle Distance Championship at Dapto, and also the Casino Cup. So again, huge prize money on offer right around Australia. Feature events are plenty. Don't forget that news from Greyhound Racing New South Wales earlier this week. Prize money will increase at 1 meeting a week on the big 1-turn tracks around the state. It will mirror the midweek prize money at Wentworth Park. Hope you've enjoyed this week's edition of Behind the Boxes. We'll catch you next time. Until then, good luck. I'm Mark Duclos. Bye for now.